Today I'm going to show you another way to detect right clicks. This way uses a map. As you can see, when I click the map, it says click in chat, so the command blocks here, so this is what this stuff is doing here, they are detecting my right click and running a command. It's a bit of a messy one compared to the carrot on a stick, but it looks a lot nicer, because having a carrot on a stick is a bit of an ugly trigger. So there are 3 steps to this. First of all, we need to check when someone right-clicks a map, which is pretty easy because we can just use a scoreboard. Then we need to make sure that it's the right kind of map, or not the right kind of map, but the right map, so that if people just click on a random map, it won't just trigger. So we're just going to use NBT tags for that. And then the third step is to either clear the map out of the inventory for a single-use map, or replace so obviously as you can see it turns into a filled map. We need to get rid of that item, or replace it with an empty map again. To do all this, we need 8 command blocks and 1 scoreboard. We'll start with the scoreboard because it's the easy bit. So if we do /scoreboard, objectives, add, and then we can just call it map. And then the criteria is Minecraft.used:\Minecraft.map. Should be, yep, there we go. And then we have a scoreboard that tests every time you click on a map. So if we just set the display to the sidebar for the map, then every time I click the map, you can see that the score goes up by 1. Every map that I fill out makes the score increase. Now here comes our first problem. I mean, you can't see it in creative, but if I switch to survival mode, every time I click on a map, the map item is no longer there. You'll see that the actual empty map has the ID map, and the filled map has the ID filled map. Now with the carrot on a stick, this wouldn't be a problem, because the carrot on the stick actually stays in your hand. So what you can do is you can just test for the carrot on the stick item with the tag, and you can check for the scoreboard. But with a map, because the item doesn't stay in your hand, the NBT data changes, which means that you can't check for the NBT data and the score at the same time. You have to do it separately. How we solve this problem is by adding a tag to the player when they are holding the map, and when they are not holding the map anymore, we remove it. This is where our first 2 commands come in. So I've just gone ahead and filled out the first command. As you can see, we're using the tag command, and then we're selecting all players with the following NBT data. So we're checking their selected item, and we're making sure that it is a map, of course, and that it has the tag RC, right click, short for right click, whatever, and that there's only one of them, because if there's more than one, then it gets complicated and very messy. And then if that selector fits, then it adds the tag, so mapclick. We're putting this in a repeating command block, which is always active. Doesn't matter if it's conditional or not. There you go. And then we do the next one. So for this one, we're going to use the execute command because we have a few extra criteria. So we're executing as all players unless they have the following data, so at s, and then we just use the same selector. What have I done wrong here? Oh, right, yeah, unless entity, sorry. There we go. And then that's the same selector from the first command, so checking the selected item, if it's a map, if it has that tag, and if there's only one of them. And if that's not the case, then we remove the tag. But we also have another step, which will come in to play later on, which is unless their score on the map is... Oh, wait, hold on, I'm doing that completely wrong. Unless score of at s, so the player, on map is... matches 1. So if they do have a score of 1 on the map scoreboard, then it won't remove the tag. Which basically means that, because obviously what this is doing is when you scroll off the item, it removes the tag from you. But if you right click the item, then you're obviously not holding the item anymore. But then we actually need to do something. But then the difference is that then your score will have gone up. So, cool. Then we run the command tag at s, remove, and then what was it that I used? Just mapclick, right? Yeah, mapclick. This one also needs to be on always active and repeating. Okay, so I've just reset the scoreboard and given myself the map with the tag using this command. So it's just give at p and then the map, the item, and then the data in curly brackets, so RC1. And now, if this is working, it should be that when I don't have the item in my hand, then I should be able to check my tags, and as you can see the map is not there, but if I hold it then it is there, as you can see right there. But if I click it now and move it out of my hand, then it should still be there, and there it is. Now obviously the scoreboard will go up whether the item or whether the map has a tag on it or not. So to stop that from happening, what we need to do is we need to go into the third command block and do scoreboard players set all players without the tag, so the tag and then exclamation mark, oh no, equals exclamation mark, to invert it. So anybody who doesn't have the mapclick tag on the map scoreboard to 0. So if any players do use a map, but it's not that specific map, then this will reset their score, and we don't have to worry about that messing up the system. Obviously, repeat and always active, and there we have our first 3 commands. So first one is adding the tag, second one is removing the tag, and third one is making sure the score doesn't go up if we don't want it to. Now let's get on to triggering the actual command. So with this system, the criteria are that the player has the tag and that their score is greater than 1. So this is pretty easy. All we have to do is execute as all players, if entity, and then using the selector @s tag equals mapclick. So this will check if they have this the tag, and then we also want to check if they have the score. So if score @s map matches 1, and then we can add 2 dots here just to make sure that it works with any value greater than 1 as well, just in case the system does confuse itself. And then the command we're going to run on this one is run tag @s add mapclear. I'll explain where this comes in a second. For now you're just going to have to run with it. Obviously this is a repeating command block, so on repeat, and it needs to be always active. So then on top of that one we have a chain command block coming out of it, which we need to set to conditional, always active of course, and chain, and then here we put the command that we want to run, so we can just put say click. So this will just run this command. So this is where you'd put, like, if you want to shoot a fireball and you'd put that command in there, or if you want to, I don't know, kill someone, then you put that command in, or TP, whatever, this is where you put it. And then in the second chain command block, we need to basically clear the criteria. First of all, we need to change it to be conditional, so that it only runs if the one before it does. Obviously, it has to be always active, and it's a chain command block. The good thing is that because we have this command block here removing the tag for anybody without the score of 0, then what we can do is we can just, as long as we set the score to 0, then it'll automatically, that other command block would automatically remove the tag. So the command for this is just scoreboard players set @a map 0, and that'll just reset the score for everyone, which is fine. And yeah, as you can see when I click now, it says click in chat. The only problem is now obviously that I'm holding a map, and I don't want to be holding a map. As you can see, the score has also gone down to 0, which is good. So now all that's left to do is to get rid of the map. This command block here is basically going to replace the filled map item in our inventory with the non-filled map item with the tag. So it'll basically just reset the map. And then this one on top of it is just going to remove the tag from us, the map clear tag. So obviously we need to set it to always active and to repeat. And the command is replaceitem entity, and then all players who have the tag mapclear. And then we need to make sure that the item in their selected slot is, hold on, so in between selected item, obviously it has to be a map, because if it isn't a map, I mean, it's unlikely that this will come about, but if someone's just being annoying with it, then it might replace an important item, like, I don't know, like a diamond pickaxe or something, you never know. So just to make sure that it doesn't break their inventory, we do SelectedItem and then ID Minecraft filled map. And this is just kind of a failsafe, really, the MBT bit. And then Why is that not working? Oh. Forgot a colon. Then we need to specify which slot we're doing it. So it's weapon. Oh, hold on. Weapon main hand. So that's the selected item slot basically. And then we're going to replace it with a map with the NBT data in the curly brackets, and the NBT data is RC:1. Now this will replace the item, but it won't remove the tag from us. So we need to remove the tag, and this is really easy. It's just tag at a. So all players that already have the tag, so tag equals mapclear, and then remove mapclear, and make that conditional, of course, because that's it needs to only run if the previous one does. Right, now then, if I set myself to survival mode, because obviously it doesn't work in creative because the map doesn't leave your hand in creative, which is a pain. Now, if I right click, it says click in chat, and the item stays the same, and the map resets itself, so there you go. I'm now right clicking and triggering this command block here. Fun stuff.